Today, I will talk about customer cohort analysis of a retail business or a e-commerce business. Actually, customer cohort analysis of a subscription-based business is different from that of a retail business because in retail business, there is no subscription of customers. Customers may repeat their purchase at a variable time interval and there is nothing like lost customer there. So it is different from subscription-based business. So today I will talk about customer cohort analysis, and I will use the database available on internet, Sample Superstore database. It is a database of a retail business. So it has 21 fields actually. One of the field which is shown here is my calculated field, sales per customer. I will talk about it later. And it has 9994 rows. So I have taken orders table from the Sample Superstore database. It is in Microsoft Excel format. So I have taken a sheet named as orders. So for customer cohort analysis, we will generate few calculated fields, and let me talk about these calculated fields one by one. So one of my calculated field is date at first purchase. So it has the calculation as date of, and this date of fixed customer name and minimum of the order date for each customer. And I have taken quarter here for calculation of customer cohort, and you may take instead of quarter months here as another unit. So this is the formula for I am making it visible for all of you. You can pause the video and you can look at this formula. So this is the calculated field which I labeled as date at first purchase. So it is in the date format, and it is the time unit here is quarters. Second calculated field is the customers at first purchase, and formula for that is date at first purchase and count distinct of customer name. So it is the distinct count of customer name based on our previous calculated field, which is the date at first purchase. So it is for every quarter here. So for every quarter, we have fixed the distinct customer numbers for every quarter. So this is the customers at first purchase. Then another calculated field here is the elapsed quarters, and the formula for this is the difference in unit of quarters between the order date and date at first purchase. So this is in quarters only. Then another calculated field is for retention rate, and for retention rate, the formula is the distinct count of customers divided by sum of the customers at first purchase. So this is the retention rate, and this will be calculated as required in our table for each quarter. So for each quarter, we will calculate the ratio of the customers divided by the start cohort of customers. So, and this we will represent it in a form of percentages by formatting. Then another calculated field is sales per customer, and formula for this is the sum of sales divided by a distinct count of customer names. and this is not fixed. This will be as applicable as and when required. So now the first sheet I have taken is the named as customer cohort, and in this we have generated customer cohort. For that, in columns we have taken the quarters, and the quarters are taken as a discrete measure because we want in a tabular form, so we have taken as a discrete measure here, and this is the quarter for each quarter. Then we have taken along the rows. First we have taken, this sequence is important. First we have taken date at first purchase, and this we have taken as exact date, and discrete of course because we want a tabular form, so we have taken here as exact date. Then we have taken customers at first purchase, and this is in the form of dimensions and discrete measure here. Then we have in the cells here, we have put the distinct count of the customers. So it is the distinct count of customers which we have taken here. You can see it is the distinct count of customers. So this is how we have generated a customer cohort, and this is in terms of the actual quarters in the form of date. We can represent it in a different form using the elapsed quarter here. So this is the cohort retention. For cohort retention, we have taken in text in cells here, we have taken aggregate of our calculated field, which is the retention rate. So out of the customers at the start, 121 customers, in the following quarter, 17% of 121 customers, they purchased again. Then out of these 121 customers, 23% of customers, they purchased in second quarter. Then in third quarter, 34% they purchased again. So this is the retention percentages of our customers, and it goes through like that. Then we have reversed the customer cohort here, and here we have just used the elapsed quarters in the columns in the form of dimensions and discrete variable because we want in a tabular format. So here 0 means the start of cohort. So all the customers of cohort are present in the 0 quarter. Then in first following quarter, these many percentages are customers which have purchased again. Then this is the revenue. We have taken sum of sales here. This is the revenue at the start of cohort, and this is the revenue in following quarters. Then for the customer calculation, identification of customer lifetime value, we have just filtered the first cohort here. This is the first cohort. So we have taken out of these all cohorts here, the first cohort, the first row, the first cohort, which data of which is available for 15 quarters here. So we have just taken the first cohort here. We have filtered the first cohort here, and this is the detail of first cohort. And we have taken the following columns here by putting these variables in rows. So we have put date at first purchase like previously, then customers at first purchase, these 121 customers in our first cohort. Then we have put here elapsed quarter here as dimension and discrete variable. Then we have put here as the distinct customers. So now after the distinct customers here, so in the first quarter, the start of cohort, they were 121 customers, and they have purchased products with a total sale value. This is the sum of sales here, with a total sale value of 74,448. And This is sales per customer, so it is 615 rupees per customer out of these 121. Then in the first quarter here, 20 customers repeated the purchase and they purchased products of the sale amount 10,054. And for each of these 20 customers, they spent on an average, this is the aggregate measure, they spent on an average 503 rupees. So by using the grand total here, so we found that the first cohort of 121 customers over 15 quarters of following time, they have purchased a product with a total sale value of 4,05,718. And if we divide this value by 121, this is the 121, which is the start of cohort. So it was a cohort of 121. If we divide 405,718 by 121, we get a customer lifetime value of 3,353. So this is how we calculate customer lifetime value of a retail business. Then this is the retention rate here in the elapsed quarters. So for these 15 quarters, we have this as a retention rate for each following quarters after the start of cohort. So I hope this is clear. This is all for today. Thank you very much.